welcome to today's live stream Monday. Happy Easter. My name's Fola, and yeah, we're gonna see what magic we can create today. Pull some cards for the collective, and also pull some cards for those of you who would like personal card readings done. I'm sure, as usual, we get most folks in. But the theme of today, when I had created or scheduled the post for this live today, it was on this concept of your desires are seeking you. And what does that mean? What does it look like for you in your life to recognize that all of the internal pull, the passions, the excitements, those things that really light you up, those are part of you, and there's a reason they're a part of you. It's because they're meant for you, okay? There's I guess, this part of us that sometimes can doubt what it is that we may want to experience or explore in our life. And oftentimes what happens for people is they're made to feel like they're bad or wrong because of whatever it is that they may desire. And the ultimate, I guess, part here, well, maybe we'll just start off, is kind of clearing some of that. So pot and pocking, clearing away anything and everything that doesn't allow you to really truly believe that you deserve to have what it is that you desire. Okay, so whatever that might bring up for you, will you destroy and uncreate it all now? Good, bad, right, wrong, pod, poc, all 100, shorts, boys, povads, creations, bases, and beyonds. Because what if you completely allowed yourself to just be in the flow of what it is that you are seeking? Because what you seek is also seeking you, okay? Hi, Nathan. Hello, relatively new here. Oh, yeah, I feel like it's been a while maybe since I saw your name. I thought I saw your name even just recently on someone else's live. That's weird. Were you watching Claire Vision at all? Because that would be interesting. Hello, Meredith, darling. Hello, nice to see you here. Anyway, so yeah, if you'd like personal cards pulled, let me know. I'm gonna make a little list here. We'll get through those. And I have here with me today also a book that I kind of was feeling like maybe we'll do a bit of bibliomancy. Oh my God, you were on there, Nathan. Okay, I saw you commenting on there. I just went on before I came on here. I was watching a bit of what she was saying and stuff. Anyway, oh, that's so weird. Interesting. Okay, but yeah, I have this book. What's it called? Cosmic Balance: The Secret of Polarity, by this Omram Mikhail Ivanov. I think that's how you pronounce it. I read this book when I was in my kind of personal retreat last year. And this book to me was just so eye-opening. Anyway, I wish I'd bought the series. I think I got this in Seattle during a trip down, and there were a few of his books. This man, he looks like quite the sage, I'd say. But yeah, just everything that was in it was just whoa, hitting for me. So let's start with a little bit of bibliomancy here. Those of you joining in, hi, Kieran. If you would like personal cards pulled after we do the collective reading, you can let me know in the comments, just so everyone knows. The members get kind of priority readings. Isn't card reading satanic? Ooh, well then I guess I'm a Satanist, aren't I? Mash Jenkins. I guess that's up for you to decide. What do you desire to believe? Okay, well, this is interesting. I would open just to chapter 10, Iona, Principle of Life, Horeb, the Principle of Death. So we're going to see, I guess, what shows up as we go through the collective reading here. Iona and Horeb. I believe what I recall too, that term for Horeb is kind of like this idea of the raven or death. Blackness, darkness. Anyways, let's see what the collective cards have to say for us around this concept of your desires are seeking you. What do we need to know? So if you don't want personal cards pulled, maybe you're not sure really how this works, that's okay. Then this collective reading is going to be a general kind of all-encompassing reading for people, okay? And again, take what you will with this. I don't care if this resonates or not for you. I'm sorry. Like, this is just me doing what I feel called. There's a reason you're here. And yeah, do what you will. So we have the Seven of Cups to start, which is exactly the Desire card to me. It's like, I'm going to show it in a moment. And then we have the Judgment card. And then we have the Ten of Cups. Okay. This was in reverse initially when it came out. Whatevs. Don't really like go too much into that. But here is, to me, the epitome of the concept of desire. All the beautiful, magical things that this world has to offer, and some of the things that maybe aren't the most ideal even. It's like experience in a cup. Is that like two girls, one cup thing? Oh my God. Anyways. And here is this individual with like the entire world before them, getting to have choice. What is it that you want? And, you know, to me, this is the beautiful thing with even like access consciousness, with magic, with recognizing that you have a will and that you get to choose what it is that you wish to see play out in your reality. And this card here is that. It's like, what is it that is drawing your attention? And what is it that maybe is like a bit veiled? You know, how can I explain this? Sometimes it's like the things that are the most easily in front of us. It's like the most shiny objects, the most accessible parts could be that which is the easiest to go and pick up and take and be like, oh yeah, that's my choice. I'm gonna like take that thing. Not many people want to put in the time and effort to do the work, to create that thing that they actually desire, or to go into what this cup here with the veiled sort of figure represents in my eyes is the concept of the unknown. We don't really know what that is. And it's interesting because it's almost like a Messianic figure, like a Jesus kind of Christ consciousness figure, and the veil lifting. Because we have next the Judgment card. I mentioned how there's judgments that seem to be coming from the beliefs of the things that we think we should have or shouldn't have, or the way we should live our life. You know, to some people, depending on the family dynamics you grew up with, there could be judgments based on what those things are that you want. Especially the things that are the unknown, when you're going after those pieces that are like drawing you and you just like feel like it's true, but you don't have any evidence or reason to really hold it as like a truth. That to me is like the, I guess the power of going after what it is that you desire and holding that faith. And Jesus said, you know, like, have a faith as small as a mustard seed, and you'll be able to like move mountains. Like, you know, that's like the mustard seed's like the smallest little seed. He basically saying you don't need much, just like a little bit of faith. Believe in yourself, believe in the things that you hold true. Okay. Not the things that other people are telling you are true, because that's not your reality. And I want to speak to the energy of wisdom with this card, the importance of wisdom, and inner wisdom, which comes from where? Like comes from the divine. Okay, it's like a knowing. We have here these gray figures at the bottom. And the gray represents on the tree of life the sphere of Chokmah, the all-encompassing kind of like father energy. It means wisdom. There has to be a level of internal wisdom. They've all embodied that wisdom. Their bodies are literally gray. And they're coming out of these boxes. They're waking up to the truth. It's like they've overcome the judgment. That's why they're like celebrating, so to speak, I would say. We got same kind of energy of like this like rising up. Very fitting for, I guess, this Easter time even. To end here, or the third card, we have the Ten of Cups. So, I mean, this to me is a very romantic, romantic, guess, I don't know, whatever word you want to use there. Kind of purview of like, okay, like look at how joyous, celebratory these individuals are, this family. Dare we even say the balance of the masculine, feminine energies, internal and external, the inner child, the current living experience. This is, I guess, the recognition of moving beyond the judgments of others. Because, like, you know, I love how they're looking out into the rainbow. They're not looking back at like, oh, who's all there? Who said what? You know, looking back at the judgments that were coming. No, they just like continue to look into the direction of what was possible. They're standing kind of on this barren land, but they're looking at it to the prosperous, abundant situation that they now find themselves in. And also, I could say maybe the future. So there's something here, I feel like, for us to really be mindful as a collective on how we're like picking up on those judgments of others, whether they speak them or it's energetic, which oftentimes comes through. And what is it that we are actually recognizing as our true desires? Not just the things that we think we want or the things that we think we've been told we should have or expect. Oh my gosh, so much to unpack with that. We'll pull some other cards and see what shows up around that. Just because, yeah, I feel like it's like a heavy energy sometimes. Ooh, okay, let me read some of these comments. Oh yes, satanic. Okay. Yeah, Mash Jenkins, I wouldn't really say card readings are satanic, but I guess it depends what you identify as satanic. Nathan says we do attract what we resonate with. I totally agree that what I seek is seeking me. I vibe with that. I like that. And Kieran, yeah, personal card reading is just you'll get cards pulled for you personally. It may resonate with someone else. Who knows? Because we're all kind of connected anyway. Nathan, cards pulled. Okay. I'm getting there. You guys, I'm getting there. Okay. Mash, I think I answered your question. So, Nathan, I just pulled 3 oracle cards as I asked the universe what may be in this live stream, and I got 3. And in order, wonders, abundance, and wisdom. Cool. That's cool, Nathan. Ooh, yeah. Meredith says, that's great, Nathan. I've been hesitant to ask for cards pulled because I got such good ones last week. I don't want to spoil it. That's funny, Meredith. That's fine. You guys don't have to come on here and get cards pulled every time. You know, I was just telling Paul, I'm like, you know, to get the readings done all the time can be a lot. You know, like don't overwhelm yourself. You just be here, receive the energy, be in the energy, share your wisdom with each other. You know, there's no pressure. Hi, Tahira. Hello. Oh, I was going to message you. I was wondering how things were. Okay, Nathan. I hear you, darling. I enjoy tarot. Can't get enough. Okay, Tahira, I see you want cards too. Okay. Oh yeah, and I guess Nathan, just so you know, the members kind of get first dibs on the card pulls, but we will get to you. And that's interesting, Nathan. I just wrote your name down as Nathan Supply. So like, I'm gonna put that there just so I remember. Interesting. Okay. Oh, and Meredith, I see. Okay. See, this is what happens. We get the bumps, but well, everyone's going to get cards pulled. We're going to go back to the collective reading, though, because I'd like to see a bit about this first card, the 7 of Cups. What's the question? The life and death, that concept from this book, Iona, the principle of life, Horeb, the principle of death. What gives life and what gives death? In this card, you could see there's like snake, there's dragon, there's this like success wreath or laurel or whatever. It looks like these are like little gems and different types of jewels. Some of these could be identified as like death. You know, if a snake bites you, you most likely will die. You know, if it's like venomous, like you don't get treatment right away. I've been thinking about that a lot lately, you guys, for some reason. Anyway, what is it that's pulling you that you can tap into? Is this bringing me life or is this bringing me death? Is kind of what I'm hearing with that. Because that, I think, ultimately is what we're going for. Your desires that seek you, the true desires of your heart, are going to be the ones that give you like a life living, exciting energy. Okay? They're not going to be like a soul-sucking energy. That's just, I think, ultimately what it comes down to. We have warrior woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? So for many of you, there might still be something kind of showing up that is, well, I want to say you're going to have to cut things. The next card's break the chain. Okay. But it's like, there's still something that you are believing, that you are focusing on as your goal or desire. That's not at all your desire. It's like, you're not really being true to that like liveliness inside of you. Is there a way I could explain this through an example? Okay. Yeah, this could be a shitty example because the only time will tell, right? But the other day, like I've been in this place like financially where I'm like, okay, like what am I gonna do? The logical like part of me that is in the old paradigm, the old Fola existence, the one that like overworks, the one that's very much in like her masculine energy, that thinks that she has to control everything to make sure that it works. That part of me is sometimes still showing up as being on and wanting to make sure that I like get a job, maybe go back to nursing, like do these things that I have like committed to myself and really truly do believe that like it's done. It's done. Like that's like an old way. Recognizing how far I've come, and all the tests that the universe has put in my world. So there's like this one part of me that I would describe as like this like death part. It's like if I think about going back to nursing, I get this internal feeling of like, ugh, like just like tension in my nervous system. And like I literally want to vomit, which is an interesting thing to be aware of now. But when I think about like the open, expansive possibilities of just allowing myself to explore and be in receptive mode and to be in like balance, it's like even me just talking about it, it feels so different. It feels alive. It feels true. My like heart opens and I kind of like feel like I'm melting like back like this. And it came up for me the other day. I was like just scrolling because these are kind of like the thoughts I'm having, right? Like this is like two kind of perspectives of reality. And I was scrolling through my feed on YouTube and a video popped up and it said something like subliminals for like getting a job, something like that. And that part of me in the old was like, oh, like here, this thing is going to help. But what my body did, my body had that like nervous system, fight, flight, fucking like it literally was like, and I had to like catch my breath. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then I like kept scrolling. And then like a few like scrolls down, there was another video. And that other video was a video of like Neville Goddard talking about, like, it said something like, God doesn't want you to work. And I saw that video and I just felt like this ease, like complete ease in my body. And I clicked that video and I just started listening. I think it was like 2 hours long. Maybe within like 5-10 minutes of inside watching this video, it just dawned on me the response that I first experienced with my body with that first like video thumbnail versus the feeling I was having now in this next video. And, this judgment, this energy of what others think or what I think others think about whatever, the judgment I have about myself in my own situation, this comes up. But like ultimately, you guys, I really do think it's like we're being called to go into the deepest calling of who we are. And it requires this warrior energy. It requires courage, which we've talked about not long ago here. It requires so much courage, trust, that faith. It says here, break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing and rewriting the future. I talked about the future in this card, right? This is, to me, is like present and future, but there's something here that is deeper than our own beliefs. This is like something going into the ancestral lineage. Okay, so angels, guides, we're going to call to you now, those ancestors that want to support with breaking these chains for each of us here, to just start to go through our auric fields, through our thought patterns, our beliefs, our stories, just severing anything that is holding us from really tapping into the desires of our heart and answering our deepest calling. Okay. So as the angels and those guides do this work, just taking a breath, you may notice the energy, you may not, that's fine. It is what it is. Okay, let me read some of these comments. Drink lots of water, guys. Nathan says, the energy is intense lately. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Nathan. Oh, Meredith being a gentle woman. Okay. Well, I won't, you know. Okay. Okay, let's see. Shoki. What happened? Oh, I don't know. What happened? Ooh. How come I missed Roger's message? Hey, Roger, I was thinking about you. Oh, weird that I like totally skipped over you. You're in hiding mode. What are you hiding from, Roger Washington? Maybe you're not, but that's interesting. Okay, we're going to pull one of these. I'm shuffling. Give us one of these vitriolic tarot cards. What's the alchemy around this? Around this judgment? Salt. You may actually want to use salt. Salt bath, cleansing, putting it at your doorway, like literally like blocking. Yeah, because it's interesting. I'm seeing this kind of like as a house blueprint, you circling off the boundaries of your physical space using salt, of your physical body with a salt scrubber bath, because this is going to cleanse and like prepare you for this 10. It's going to support you too with healing and clearing like anything else that's remaining from this whole ancestral or like whatever the shit is with like breaking this chain. But the judgments that you yourself are giving you, or you were maybe potentially receiving, potentially, most likely, yes, from others. You know, like what I want to just say with this card too, you guys, like, see, this is like a fucking billboard. When you drive down the street, at least here in Edmonton, you're driving, oh my God, like bombarded, advertisement. Like it's consistently in my face of Rolex watch, this new vehicle, get this food to eat. Like that is not at all what my heart's desiring. My heart's desiring something else. So this salt, this cleansing, using the element of the earth to bring groundedness and balance is going to support you with this 10 of cups, this sense of like, just, yeah, like celebration and bringing those desires to life. Okay. Felicitus, a power symbol to create lucky, serendipitous events. So I'm just going to hold this up for you. You can breathe in that energy if you so choose. This power symbol to open up the doorways for you. Okay. Partly trying to read the messages and be in the reading. Okay, we're going to pull a rune, I think, and then we're going to go into the personal readings. But I'm going to read the comments here too. I want to be a shamanic doctor, Nathan. I've been studying spiritual and medical principles for most of my life. I hope to enroll in nursing and med school eventually. Oh, cool, Nathan. That's awesome. Well, however your path is that you so choose, you know, follow that heart's desire, that inner calling. I love this for you, Phil. Listening to your body's important. Thank you, Tahira. Yes. I've been having the same struggle leaving my 6-figure secure job. Yeah. And okay, I'm going to share this story too, because I don't think I did. Roger Washington just puts a smile. Oh, you're so fun. Okay. I hear that, Tahira. And you know, again, if you guys don't listen to me, follow your own body, knowing your intuition, whatever, because what will be true for you is not true for anyone else but you. But the other morning, I was having a phone call with my friend, who was also a nurse, who left like a healthcare system, has been doing running her own private practice as a therapist. And, you know, and she was just sharing how she got a notice for her, like our old job, wanting to get some information if she's coming back. And she's like, I just don't want to let go of it. She goes, I don't want to let go. It's like the security blanket. And, you know, I'm like, well, I mean, you've got to make the decision. What are you going to do? Now it's gotten to the point where she was just sitting, waiting for like time. And now it's like, either you make the decision or they're like, you're out of here. Which it's like, I mean, we all kind of know, right? But we were talking about that security thing. And then it was fascinating because like I had to get off that call. Someone was coming here for access, like bars session. And it was a lady who, you know, it was just like a swap. So it's not like a client of mine. But we were talking and like, turns out she's retired. She worked with the healthcare system as well. And she was just sharing about the financial aspect and her situation, money-wise, and the concept of how there was, you know, I was asking a bit like, well, what about your pension and all these things that people promise? There's promises made in this place of security. But what came out was like, it's just an illusion. She's like, no, she's like, I need to find a job. Like that does pretty much nothing. It's done nothing. For her, okay. But I just thought that was so fascinating because it's like, holy smokes. Like to me personally, I've been holding on before. I was like, yeah, like this is security. You know, my dad's constantly telling me about why stepping into a certain path, believing that or planning for the future, I guess is what I want to say, getting ready for that. But in actuality, what I actually believe is I've witnessed many things where money just becomes nothing. The Great Depression, like there's all these ideas in the past. History repeats itself where the things we save up for, the things we hold on to, oftentimes are just an illusion. And I'm not saying this to speak it into truth, but it's just kind of like has me wonder, it's like, who am I putting my faith in? Myself, aka the spirit, or into a governmental body, or into an employer, or into what, right? Because ultimately it's like spirit. So I just feel like I have to share that for whatever reason, because it kind of like left me feeling, and I left a message with my friend after, just saying like, you won't believe what happened when I got off the call with you. Like this, whatever you want to take that as, just like, don't put your trust or faith or your desires into the external situation or into another person. And this doesn't mean don't trust other people, but it's like ultimately, you know, things are happening for a reason. And yeah, illusion. I don't know. So let's pull a ruin, you guys. Oh God. I still don't know, you guys, what I'm doing here, so just bear with me. East Coast greetings from New Brunswick. Oh, cool, Nathan. That's a little ways away. I've never been over there. Oh, thanks, Roger Washington. I appreciate your generosity and your comments. I was thinking though, oh, I wonder what's up in Roger's world this week. Yeah, Tahira, you know, like whatever that is, you know, again, it's this like this polarity this polarity that's there. Principle of life, principle of death. Within less than an hour, two opposing experiences showed up in my reality. And I'm sure this is happening for some of you, where you are getting to see both ways of how you want your life to be, or how one way you think it needs to be and another way in which you actually truly want it to be. And like just recognizing they all exist. It's the cosmic balance. This book is so good. I'm going to have to reread it. I kind of told myself I'd go on that retreat again and like just reread the same book, but we'll see. Okay, let's do a rune. I don't know why I did that. Just going to read it up right anyway. We have alchemize. So this energy of like standing in that power, standing in the true calling is what I want to say. I love how this image is how many of these beings having risen up are kind of standing. That same position of like arms outstretched up to the heavens. This rune, in the way I'm perceiving it right now, is like a recognition that you have to be willing to be in your personal power, that you have to be willing to stand for what is your truth. You have to be willing to stand alone, because when those judgments come or people's perceptions try to tell you what it is that you want or what you desire or what you should be doing or not doing or whatever, you have to like be like secure in your own self. So this rune of alchemize supporting you with that, as those parts have been cut away that maybe were showing up from the ancestral lineage, from societal pressures, religious programming. Seeing this as like a fresh slate. That's kind of what's happening here, the rebirth, right? The new life. So that and it's a celebratory energy. This is why Easter is a thing. Like it's like Jesus has returned, right? He died and he came back. He returned. Well, he came back wherever he went. He didn't really go anywhere, I guess, but there's this energy of this sense of self, okay? Hello, nice to meet you. I don't know how I pronounce your name. Sorry, I don't read Korean, I think it is. Let's pull this alchemize in as we continue doing the personal readings now, okay? And just like that. I know there was some talk about people switching things up. So I have Tahira as my list first, I think. Yes, I believe so. Okay. Im Yejun, Teddy. Hi, Teddy. Nice to have you here. If you'd like cards pulled personally, you can let me know. I've had troubles in the past with speaking my truth and having my throat chakra unblocked, but now I'm in my sovereignty and claiming all my power back from what no longer serves. Awesome, Nathan. Yeah. Whew, the throat chakra is my major chakra of learning this lifetime. I'm figuring it out. I don't know if any of you saw my recent this new thing I'm kind of doing, this astral travel log. I just thought that was fun. Because of the interest or something showing up for me around the crystalline grid. And the reason I'm saying that, Nathan, is because I was reading one person's blog, some information they were sharing about the different chakras of the earth and where they're kind of located. I believe it was Egypt, the pyramids is where the throat chakra is. And I was like, oh, that's why I went there so many times as a kid. It's literally, anyway, I just thought that was interesting. I didn't know that. Woo. Okay, Tahira, we're gonna pull some cards for you. That's who I had first. Let's see. You have Two of Discs. So it looks like, what's interesting, you're talking about six figures. It looks like here, maybe there's some tumultuous times. Fuck, I hate that word. Tumultuous. I love how this shows that balance. There's something here about your dance with finances, your dance with the earthly realm. But I want to say that. Let's pull another card. What else is there the balance of? Maybe actually, let's see if we can see both sides. One and the other side here. left side first. Ooh, Page of Wands. Four of Cups. Okay. Sorry, I want to switch it around because I want it to look like this. So kind of what I'm seeing with this is like, we have the Prince of Wands, we have the Four of Cups, and in the middle, the Two of Discs, Tahira. There's some type of like dance that's going on here, very much in your world. And I just thought I'd ask, I was like, oh, I don't know if it's just financial though. I feel like this is like possibly tied to like some other things happening in your life. And it laid out like this way because here we have where this like the hand is upwards. It's almost like that's the priority focus, is this Page of Wands energy. There's like an action here. There, you know, I know there's some things going on for you. Like it's almost like the hyper focus in that world of the things with the masculine, the lack I want to point to because of this like barren land. That might be like hyper taking your focus, your attention. And I think what's being called here is for this like rising of a balance of this lower hand, where here is like you sitting with these cups and almost like this focus, like the emotional balance, I guess, or emotional imbalance that maybe is a bit in the, well, it's in the forefront, but it's like veiled, like you're not seeing it. That's kind of like where this cup's coming out and the person's just staring at the other cups. Like it's kind of like, oh, like this is happening and this is happening, and like, and then God's like, but here. So what is this cup here? What is this hand bringing forth for you? What balance of your emotions is wanting to come through? Spending time in nature may help this vision, because again, I love how it's like barren land, water in the background with wisdom. I don't know if you can see that. To then like a very prosperous space. Okay. A lush space. We're going to pull one of these. Actually, let's pull one of these here. No, okay, just general for these three. Actually, I feel like we want to see what this cup thing is. What's the cup thing? What's that? Oh, that's weird. Because this card did flip over before, but I just kind of like, just kept putting it back. Anyway, it says, answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? So, okay, well, yeah, what is it? I asked you, what is it? What is it that you feel like you need, you know, what's that cup? Your soul knows. But there's also this card. Oh, the Pleiades card. Double mission. Channeling and uplifting humanity. Well, maybe you know what it is then. I don't know. I'm not going to speak things for you. But there is something, Tahira, that you're being called to kind of put some attention on that maybe you've been not so much, and that's going to bring balance to those emotional aspects, okay? Again, this card to me is just about like the illusion. We get so focused on what's right there. This guy is, look how he's looking at the wand. He's just so mesmerized by it. He's like, oh, this beautiful wand. Like, it's very this is like the narcissistic card to me in my eye. He's just like, look at this thing, and you kind of get drawn to looking at the same thing as he is, right? Don't do that. Don't be distracted. Let spirit guide you. It's coming from like the cosmic energy. To me, that's the Pleiades card, the star beings. You could call, and so we'll just ask those galactic beings, the Pleiades, the Pleiadian energy, to come through, imagining it like a blue light entering into your crown, entering into your sight, and just trusting that you're going to gain the insights that you need to. What is your soul calling you to do? There's like a deep, yeah, it's like, I can like kind of feel them now being like, come on, like, you know, why are you like not doing the thing? Because it says uplifting humanity. I was just seeing like the earth here, like the earth needs it. Like so much so. Pull one of these. I'm just like rolled down. You guys ever watch that show? So what? So you think you should leave or something? I think that's what it's called anyways. There's a funny episode. Maybe we'll have to share it. Oh, the death card. Number 13. I just feel like I'm supposed to hold this up for you. I'm not really sure. I mean, we know what death is. I think there's like, again, severing away of something from your old self, so that the new can come through you. Yeah. Ooh, I'm just not even, I don't have any words. We'll call to the energy of noon, which is the letter for death, and just see what shows up. Noon. 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 Death does not have to be so scary. Okay. Tahira, I'm just gonna. Okay. I love astral travel. I need to actively do it more. I travel in my dreams. Oh, it's just a talk audio log of some crystal grid work, Nathan. Yeah. Okay, Teddy says, soon I will go to the US to study in Arizona. So now I go ahead with a visa interview. But can I get a visa and go to the US? I have no idea if you can get a visa because I'm not a customs person. But I think what you're asking me, Teddy, is for a reading. So we'll pull cards. There's a few people ahead of you, but that's okay. Tahira, yes, that makes a lot of sense to me. Things have not been progressing how I've wanted them to, but I've been trying to shift my focus to what I have, can do, and be grateful for. Yes, old beliefs and fears. Death equals rebirth to some. Yeah, and that makes sense to me. You know, noon, the letter noon for death is fish. Jesus, it was, you know, the Christian view of fish was that like concept of resurrection. So seeing it as this time of like, seeing it as this time of like these structure. Yeah, there's something about structures. I like this image, this symbol here is really like pulling me of the structures, even the structures of the masculine. Because I'm kind of seeing it like these like testicles and like the moon of the triple goddess kind of being split, and this overarching kind of like structure. Whatever that might mean for you, the Pleiades can really help with clearing some of that stuff. So I invite you to like work with them, Tahira, and see, you know, and just lift your gaze to the cup on this that's coming from here. Literally, you know, in a meditation, you could just sit, imagine your eyes were like kind of down looking at cups, just like, what's over there? Like, what is that? What else is possible? And like, just trust that that stuff can kind of come through a bit more. Yeah, like this answer the call. I'm not going to say anything more about that, Tahira. You guys live your life. There's no timeline on how things have to happen either, by the way, just so everyone knows. Okay, Meredith, you're next. Even though I think you guys were going back and we were polite fighting who should go first, but I just have your names written. So everyone's going to get a reading, so it's all good. So hopefully you're not in like a rush. Okay, Meredith, darling. Who decided to get a reading anyway? Ooh. Ace of Pentacles. Ooh, we have that Page of Wands again. I'll put this paint first. That's interesting. So we had the hand coming out with the cup, and here is now we have in Meredith's the hand coming out with the disc. Ooh, my left hand is so itchy. That's weird. And we have the Three of Swords. What shall I say about these cards today? So if there is something going on right now, like for you in like heartbreak stuff, Meredith, you know, like I'm kind of getting the sense of like sitting with that, like sitting with it, letting it be present for you. Like I'm, you know, like instantly, like I was feeling my left hand, like my left, like this finger actually, like right here, feeling itchy. So I'm not sure if that means anything to anyone from like a reflexology standpoint or whatever. But it was just like instantly this feeling of just like kind of like calming and being present with whatever this grief is. Because sometimes our hard work doesn't always pay off. Like, you know, I want to just say this, like sometimes like this actiony energy. Yeah, like maybe there's things that you're like contemplating from your past that you worked on and then it just didn't pay off. Like it just wasn't giving you the same outcome financially, the way you had hoped. Like, yeah, I just want to say like whatever that is, like sitting with it, being with it, learning with understanding, because we have three, which is Bina, the mother, and there's water falling. Like there's so much that like it's okay to just be like, okay, no, that's not going to work. Let's pull a card here and see what else shows up. I feel it. I got the Ace of Pentacles outcome for my pilot. Okay, you remember that long word color, guys. Oh, so many card readings. Nathan, itchy left hand can mean you will be spending money. Right hand can mean receiving money. Oh, interesting. Okay. Meredith, yes, some ideas I was married to died. Ooh, okay. So whatever that brings up, are you willing to just destroy and uncreate it all now, please? Good, bad, right, wrong, pod, poc, all 100 shorts, boys, povads, creations, bases, and beyonds. I didn't want to give up. Yeah, I hear that. Like, you know, it's like there's things that we just don't want to, we don't want to give up. Comes back to that desires energy. Ooh, that like resonates so much for me. It's like, but I thought it was going to look like this. This is like such a path, like the creative, entrepreneurial, however you want to identify it, aware path is one in which you have to be consistently able and willing to go with the flow. And this is the Starseed card. It says, what lights you up? So if something has died, like Tahira just mentioned, you know, death equals rebirth. I completely agree with that statement. When something goes, a new thing has to come through. And as I told my friend that I had that conversation with, who was trying to figure out should she leave the healthcare system or not, and I was just sharing with her, I'm like, you know, you can either have it be taken from you, which is oftentimes more painful, or you can sacrifice the shit out of that thing. And, you know, back in the day, some places still, they do animal sacrifice. I'm not saying go kill things, you guys. But I'm saying is, so energy has to shift. Something dies in order for something new to come. So we may have to sacrifice something, let go of something, whatever that is for you, Meredith, that you're going through. See it now from the lens of, okay, what new is coming through? And that thing is going to be the thing that lights you up. Gazing at the stars. Again, love how we're having a lot of this like cosmic energy here, galactic energy. What do those star beings, that aspect of you that is the star seed, want to bring forth? Okay. Pull one of these. Actually, we'll pull one of these. Oh, these cards are so nice. I never use them, I feel. Okay. What is another card here for Meredith that we could see? Maybe it's like the grass on the other side, I guess. Or like, you know, this image is what I want to show. I'm seeing this bottom kind of like green, lush garden. The Empress card. Oh, very Venusian, very bountiful. I love how there's an apple too, because it's like that, like Snow White energy, you know, like, you know, what happened to Snow White? It's like she kind of died and then she had to like she came back from the or the prince's kiss. Kind of a weird story. But anyway, can you allow yourself to surrender as you eat the poisoned apple? Or as the things that you thought were going to be great are coming to an end so that the new can come through. Maybe you want to watch like Snow White. That might actually be like really fun. Whichever version that you feel called to, but like maybe there's some inspiration there. That is all I have to say, Meredith. That is all I have to say. Oh, that's a neat deck. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, I hope that resonates. Guess we'll see what happens this week. Oh, man. But yeah, this creator, engaging life, you guys, is just so interesting. We're all living it, whatever you do, wherever you are, whatever you're experiencing in life. If you're here, this is probably a part of your reality. And if not, that's fine. But it is. It's kind of like, what am I doing? Except just experiencing that which I desire. Because it's seeking me out too. Okay, Nathan. Nathan's supply. Whew, that card just went flying, but I'm going to put it back in and see if it shows up again. Okay, Nathan. Let's see what cards. Nathan Sipley. And then Teddy will pull some cards for you if you're still here, I think. And if I missed anyone, you let me know. Oh, we'll put those back. There's too many cards. Too many cards, Nathan. It's almost like Nathan, like these cards are like wanting to come out, but then they go back in, which is interesting. It's like, no. So I'm not sure what decision means to you, or how you end up making decision. Oh my God. Just inviting you to take a deep breath in. Letting it go. You have the 5 of Cups. No point crying over spilled milk. Whatever the things were from your past. You have the 9 of Cups. You guys have a lot of cups here today. Oh my gosh. Holy smokes. Let's do this one. Yeah, okay, it's interesting because this is at the bottom of the deck for you. The 4 of Pentacles. And I had the word covetousness in my head. You have the 9 of Cups. And to me, it's a bit of that, like this pride energy, but like, look what I've got. So there, you maybe had this energy before, Nathan, of like really just like the pride, like, and that's not a negative thing. It's like having this sense of feeling proud for the things you've created, the things you've done, you've accomplished, what you have. Maybe then like that kind of, I don't know what happened for you, if something was lost or whatever, life just seems to be like going in another way. The encouragement with all this is that you have here the Page of Pentacles as like kind of this like having the gratitude for that which is, and also for the little things. Like there's something here about, and I mentioned something before about making the decisions. Like, again, it kind of goes back to that, 7 of Cups energy of like all the things you could do, all the things you can have. And some of that stuff is going to be like removed or completely just like, okay. But it's because you could have this energy. I want to say this was in reverse when it came out, if that matters to you. Same with the Four of Pentacles that was at the bottom of the card, which I'm not really including, but it was interesting. It was there because, again, that covetousness energy was present in my head. I feel like this, maybe you could say he's coveting that little bit there. He's looking at it. He's really lifting it up and kind of admiring it. There's nothing wrong with that, but like something just to be aware of what you do have now, and because of the way maybe from the past in which you were experiencing things, not necessarily just with finances or the physical material objects in your possession, because again, it's the cups in the past. So, I think it's something more. It's like almost at an emotional, energetic level. If that makes any sense at all. You got so many cards coming out. What the heck? We're going to do temperance. We have 14, the next one after 13. Oh, okay. I didn't read your statements. I'd like to see Snow White. Ooh, yeah, okay. I follow my highest passions and desires straight to my greatest joys. I used to hesitate on design making because I was afraid of doing things. I was always afraid of things going wrong. Okay. Decision making. Oh, I see. Okay. I've lost as much as I've ever gained in my life, but I'm still so grateful for every lesson. It's really, oh, okay. Okay. Sweet. Okay. So we have the Temperance card here. Like, ooh, and I was just seeing like the angel wings and like being like, this is like you, Nathan. Like you are like the angel. Do you think an angel is ever in like a place of needing or wanting, or do you know what I mean? Like it knows its divine place in the universe. It knows its place, and it knows, I want to say that word tempering, because that's usually the Temperance card is like the angel being standing with like a foot in the water and like holding the cups, kind of the cups again, this like pouring and measuring and figuring out like, it has like a duty almost of what it's going to be experiencing, what it's meant to be alchemizing. And it doesn't hold anything into pride, because we know what happened with like the angel of Lucifer, right? It was like this falling from the pride. So, and to those of you, you might be new here, not knowing, like I have a different view about Lucifer. I think the energy of the angel Lucifer is very much about our story from the fall, because we are human beings with ego. This is part of our experience and how we learn to be empowered. And like that to me is really this card too, is like the sense of just like a knowing assuredness of what is possible in your life. We're going to pull one of these for you, Nathan. Is there anything else we need to know about this kind of path Nathan can take with it? And like, there's something about the severity, because I'm seeing the red on both of their heads, and then the red on the floor with the cups that have spilled. Red would be identified as Geburah, like a Mars energy. So this like severity, like the harshness on oneself. I feel like you're just kind of being told, like, be mindful of the harshness. And you can wear that as like this beautiful kind of like garment, because it's not going to be, I love how it's even over his red shoulder or his right shoulder, because that is technically the energy of Geburah. It's necessary, it's needed too, but it doesn't have to tear you down, okay? You have the card Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So maybe this isn't even anything from like this lifetime. That's interesting. If you do any past life work or journeying, I think you mentioned like some shamanic stuff. Maybe that's something to explore or things have been showing up. Just recognize, do the energetic cord cutting, etc., around what that past like harshness could be, or the covetedness, the pride, etc., because it's all showing you something here for a reason. Okay, it's going to help you to with recognizing that there is no wrong decision, that you are going to pick the things that are true for you. And that's going to ultimately get, I love that image of like just freedom, unbound, reaching for the heavens. Okay, Nathan? Let me see here. I'm a light worker, and I guess I am an earth angel too. I resonate with being in two worlds and finding my place in the world. Ooh, cool. Yeah, okay. I've been doing past life work recently, actually freaky. Yeah. It can be freaky. It can be freaky. Unless you're telling me because I'm saying it's freaky, but both. So necessary, especially from a shamanic lens. When I was doing my like shamanic training, that was a huge part is we had to do like our dark past lifetimes. No. One of the worst experiences of my life. Well, maybe not the worst, but if I feel like I'm drowning and I actually like come out thinking I can't breathe, I'm drowning, that just shows you how intense it was. So, and so important, so potent. So whatever you're doing, whatever you're bringing up, Nathan, balance it like the angel, temper it, right? One foot in the cold water to cool down the energy of the intensity. Like however that looks, this is part of alchemy, and it is a slow process. And most often, you just got to do what you got to do. Yeah. Nathan or Meredith says, I could definitely get the Earth Angel vibe. Yeah, okay, I'm not the only one. That's interesting. That's so interesting. Yeah, that's what it feels like. Doing a lot of shadow work too. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's part of this. We need this stuff, man. We need it. Hello, Sharishti Aurora. Hey, can I ask? Yeah, if you'd like cards pulled, let me know. There's one person ahead of you, but I'm going to scroll up to Ted's comment. Because Nathan, I think that's it. Appreciate you being here. And yeah, thank you to everyone for taking part, for your donations, for your engagement, to those members who've been here. I appreciate all of you, you new folks who are open to being part of the energy. This is about us bringing ourselves together and just tapping into this like collective space so that we can start to, we're living our life the way we want and drawing more of these desires, these possibilities into like reality. So I thank you for being part of the journey. Okay. Oh. Sharishti Aurora, like 10 Bharat Glati, current feelings for me. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Maybe you can reword it. Teddy, I'm scrolling up to your comment. Soon I will go to the US to study in Arizona. So I need an interview after 2 days. I think you're asking, can I get a visa and go? Well, let's just pull some cards and see. I mean, this is not about, let me just say, this is not a future telling or fortune telling. I don't do that. Like every possibility exists. The possibility of you going to Arizona exists. The possibility of you going to Washington exists, to wherever, or to not. The question is, what do you want, Teddy? So let's pull cards for Teddy and see. Maybe it's kind of like what's holding you from this next step. Is it actually the step that you want? Whew. When I was going to university, like applying, you guys, I was applying to go quite a few different places, including North America. I was living in the Middle East at the time. But I really, really wanted to go to New Zealand. I wanted to go there so badly. So badly. But my dad convinced me not to go there. And I listened. My life would have been completely different, I feel. Completely different. But I wasn't like listening to my own heart. So Teddy, I guess I'm saying that to you is like, what do you want? This whole theme of this video today is your desires are seeking you. Do you want to go to the States? you have to sit down really truly and sit with that. Is that your truth you want to go? Or is that because, oh, well, that's where everyone goes, right? From, I don't know, are you from Korea? I'm not sure where you are current. Oh, I think you said that. Did you? No, you didn't. But anyway. So what is it you want? Because you have here the 8 of Swords. I feel like you're being bound by something. You're being bound by your thoughts. What a great prisoner your thoughts can be, the stories that we tell ourselves. So what are you telling yourself? Are you telling yourself that going to the States is going to create some type of burden on you? You have the 10 of Cups. This was in like the future place on the like layout here. So I kind of get this to say like, don't worry about the money. But I wonder if like you're using money to kind of like bind you to your decisions or no decision, like, or lack of decision. You know, a question they ask in Access Consciousness is, if money wasn't an option, what would I choose? This might be a great question for you, Teddy. If money was not an option, what would I choose? If money was not an option, would I go to the States to study for university? If money wasn't an option, would I go to wherever else? Ask the question, because ultimately in the first placement, you have the number 1 card, the Magician. So to me, it just shows that you're like this powerful creator, that you can have the things you want. You just have to set your mind to it. If you want to get yourself to the States, have the success of that visa application going through, etc., just speak it as so. Ask the universe, hey, can I please get this visa now? Can you please let this go? You know, and when we're asking the universe, meaning God, the universe, spirit, creator, however you want to identify that. Let's see what this is for Teddy. Is there something about emotions here? What would that be? So the reason I asked about the emotions, Teddy, is that you have the swords, you have the discs, and then you have the wand being held by the magician. The only one we don't see in the reading here is the cup, because all the elements are on the table. And the cups in the tarot and astrology, etc., whatever, it represents emotion. The card that came out of that is Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. So I don't know, like, if you've lost a grandmother, if there's some energy of like grief within the sphere, or even like a recognition of the feminine energy. There's something about the feminine here. And that ability to even be in tune with your own emotions, I think it's going to help you. So maybe you want to call to this energy of Anna, grandmother of Jesus, and just recognize that grandmother, that divine feminine that is the reason why Jesus is here or was here. It's seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. I don't know if your grandmother is alive or what, you know, but it's almost like the message from that side being like, we are supporting you. Maybe you got like inheritance from your grandmother. I don't know. But it's like, could you ask your grandmother like to support in some way? Like however that looks like for you, it feels as though there's something here paving the way for you. And you can ask for the support of your grandmother from her energetically, just simply asking her to be a part of it, like supporting you to get to the place you want to get to. Hey, grandmother, can you like do some things on the back end? Because you're an angelic, powerful, limitless being, to get that visa application done quickly. Just ask, okay? We can all do this. Like, there's these beings, ancestors, entities that want to support us in creating the life that we want. So, Teddy, I feel like this is something just to be aware of for you. Can you be willing to receive that? Yeah, I feel like that's all I have to say, Teddy. I'm not going to pull any other cards for you at this point. You may or may not even be here. Anyways. Okay. Sarishti Aurora. I think you retracted your messages, so I cannot see. Hello, sorry memes. May I pass the first semester exam? Would not have been here when I mentioned just recently that I don't tell future tales, that let's pull some cards on whatever may wish to come up there, I guess. Because again, every possibility exists. Hello, Chelsea Smith. Yeah, we'll pull some cards for you too. So yeah, to those of you new, because there's lots of new people coming here, which is cool. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Take part in, the channel here. I do this usually every Monday. And coming up soon, we're going to start doing some Q&A sessions. I think Thursday is going to be our first kind of like spiritual Q&A, the Mystic Hotline. I just thought that was so funny, you guys. But yeah. Ooh, this is all coming out positive. Sorry, memes, by the way. So far, at least. Oh, and a 1:11 on the clock. But yeah, feel free to subscribe, you guys. Join those in the membership. They also get like weekly readings, and there's some other things that are going to be kind of coming out in the next bit. I'm going to put those back. That's a lot of cards. Give me one more for sorry memes here, please. And yeah, it's just fun to come on here, be in the energy. What do they say? When two or more are gathered, that is where spirit, God, creator is. Okay. So you have like some pretty positive cards here, sorry memes. I just want to say you have the 3 of Cups. Yay, celebration. You have the 4 of Wands. You're almost at the finish line. Yay, celebration. And then you have the 6 of Cups. Look at that prize. Like it's like a little prize, here, take it. And then interestingly enough, another card came out, the 7 of Swords. I feel like what's being said here is, what weight are you carrying? How much are you carrying around whatever? If you're studying, the things you're focusing on, maybe you've got like jobs on top of jobs or whatever, other family duties. I feel like the universe is really saying like, you just want to really be mindful of that, what you're carrying as extra weight, because you can't carry everything. You're gonna, you're not gonna pass your exams if you are like not studying because you're just so hyper focused on like XYZ, distraction. Those are these for sorry memes. But like, I love how all these, and if you're like out partying and drinking a lot or something, like that too is not going to be helpful for you. Okay. I just feel like I need to say that. You have a no card. What I'm like hearing though is like, what can you say no to? What do you need to say no to that's going to be a disruptive part of you being able to pass your exams? Oh my God, my like roommate, my first year it was like the first roommate. I had 2 roommates. The one girl, thank God, she decided she didn't want to live with me because apparently I'm horrible. But it was honestly, it was talk about manifesting, because I was like, I cannot live with this person who she just would party. And then my neighbor, who ended up being my friend, she would just party. I don't think she passed the first year, but like she would just go out, party, drinking, doing all sorts of things, come home. Like I would be getting up to go to class and she would be coming home from like wherever she was at. You need to learn to say no. You need to learn to say no to the things. Okay. There you go. There you go. So whatever that looks like for you. Okay. Sorry memes. I wrote your name as Sorry Mimiya. Hi, Tarot Destroyer. Welcome to the channel. Chelsea Smith. Well, I'm just going to call to the devil. Let's call to the devil for you, Tarot Destroyer, to just guide you on your path as you destroy like the devil destroys. So thank you for being here. Um, I just love so much how, oh, how do I do this now? Oh, I have to do it from here, do I? I just love when people come and like do all sorts of, oh, I can put someone in a timeout. That's fun. Ooh, I timed you out. Anyway. I just love how like people can come and think they like can comment on people's stuff. But anyways, there's no karmic badness here. I don't really care what people say or do, to be honest. If you want to go and destroy things, again, we need light, we need dark, we need Iona, the principle of life, and Horeb, the principle of death. Okay, we got one more person here. Chelsea Smith. Let's pull some cards for you, Chelsea. And all the best with your exam, sorry memes. Hope it goes well. Whatever you decide to do. Okay. Going to, yeah, we'll use tarot. Because tarot is the devil's work. Chelsea Smith. Did you have a particular question, Chelsea? I don't know why I feel like I have to ask you that. I never usually do, but if there is. I think you just said some guidance, if I'm not mistaken. Right? I think so. Yeah. Well, let's see. What do the cards have to say for Chelsea Smith? I have a lot of emotions right now going on. I think that's the problem. I don't know where to start with what aspect. So maybe what aspect of my life I should focus on. Well, you gotten lots of major arcana cards here. We have first off the Hermit. So to me, this is kind of resembling, Chelsea, like the energy of being in the solitude, having time for that reflection on whatever might be showing up for you. Because there's, as you can see, he's cloaked in wisdom, the gray wisdom. It's like this knowledge and a deepening of self that wants to come through that can also be supportive for others, the light shining, right? When we go through these difficult periods of time when we don't know what's going on, like hermiting can actually be beneficial. In balance though, because like I want to just point out healing of the heart, healing of trauma, a lot of that can happen really well in like those places where we feel connected in like the proper way, I guess is what I want to say. Okay. And so with that, I just want to like witness whatever might be showing up for you. Like, can you shine the light on those emotions? You have the Lovers card. So I'm not sure how much of this is tied to past relationships, a breakup or anything like that. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I feel like I get a lot of people coming here with twin flamey things, just because my past experiences. But this too is like a divine love, this divine union, this connection within yourself. Good. And you have the Seven of Wands. So I just feel like there's some things that you've been like battling. And it's probably, it could be like, how do I want to word this? How should we word it? What's the feeling there? I feel like something from like the past, your past choices, past actions, etc., that like you're kind of like you're still fighting up against. But I feel like the universe is like just being like, why are you doing that? Stop beating yourself up. Just stop it. Stop letting the past influence you now. In Access Consciousness, they have this concept of like distractor implants. So this is something I've been playing with a lot lately because it's like, you notice how like you go through life and it's like you hit the same issue, like all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, my anxiety again about such and such, or this fear about like my dog dying. I don't know, like something like we constantly come up, and then you do something like healing around it and you're like, oh, I think I got it. And then like a few days later it's back. It's because there's certain energies, guilt, shame, fear, anxiety, worry, this stuff that they call it distractor implants. They are literally distractors created by, my understanding is like the techies, like these like beings or whatever that like are trying to just keep us kind of trapped in unconscious or anti-consciousness instead of being aware, instead of being conscious of what we actually know is our truth. Fear about money, fear about, the possibility of relationship ending. All these things are just distractor implants keeping us from the truth of the reality now. I'm seeing this because I remember, I think I shared this not long ago, but we went to do a vision quest. My intention for the vision quest, where you're in the forest by yourself, pretty much for 4 days, fasting, nothing, like just by myself. My intention was, I feel like I can never be alone. Why? Something's wrong with me. Why can't I feel like I'm needy. I feel like I blah, blah, blah. I had all these stories during the sweat that I was like sharing and like praying. And then we actually went into the vision quest, and there I was by myself. And that first day I had such peace. And I remember thinking, oh, I thought I hated being by myself. It was like, no, actually, it was a fucking lie. I love being by myself. It's just that I never am by myself. So I didn't realize how much, like, does that make sense? So it's like, there's like distractor implants that I wonder, is that something that's showing up for you? So we just say all the distractor implants that you are operating from, will you destroy and uncreate them all now, times a godzillion? You could say yes, if you so choose. Good, bad, right, wrong, pod, poc, all 100, shorts, boys, povads, creations, bases, and beyond. Anytime I'm having fears, every time I think, oh my God, I don't think my partner loves me, or these people hate me, or, my God, some horrible thing's going to happen to my kid, or like, whatever the story things are. Oh, that's a distractor implant, pod and poc. That's all you have to say. If you don't know the clearing statement, pod and poc, point of destruction, point of creation, and just trust that you're clearing it and let it go. Because I feel like there's more that you know, Chelsea, than you're allowing yourself to see. You have 2 different cards. This card came up for the members today for the week. I believe this was the card. Oh no, it was rejuvenation, but same idea, deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. If you're being called to go to a retreat, perhaps you want to consider doing that, because you deserve to do that. And then you have protection, call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. There's something about these things coming from the past. You might need to do like an energetic cord cutting as well, if that's something you know. If you want to reach out for a personal session, this is some of the work I do with people. You can check out my website. The link's in the description. We could do like a soul alchemy session and see, what else. But this is work you can do, right? This is just the constant work that we're all having to do, recognizing the thoughts, recognizing the emotions, and letting ourselves just see them as they are, not get like wrapped up in them continually, because that's just perpetrating victimhood. But like this, man, I love this card. It's just so beautiful. It's you in your power. The Hermit's shining light on it too. So maybe there's something from your past, like those energetic cords from the past relationship that want to be cut. Call your power back to you. Okay. Rest. Wow, this moment of time to be a rest for you. Oh my God, I feel like I'm just like, okay, yes, get him. It makes sense. Pot and pock. I do know quite a bit. It's true. I just find it hard to believe in myself sometimes. Yeah. Those are distractor implants. Don't believe in you. Why would you believe in yourself? You've been told not to. Oh, you don't know anything. Like, how many times were we told that as kids? There are things like, I know. Like, I would like tell my parents, like, I just know this. Oh, no. You don't know. You don't know. Like, okay, pot and pock, all those experiences. It's okay. Well, I don't know where we are in the new moon phase. I think it's coming up, is it not? But there's something there. The new moon might be a great time for you to do that work. Or if there's an eclipse, lunar eclipse coming up, but I wouldn't leave it till then. But there's some stuff there for you, Chelsea. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. Whoo. Okay. We've been on here for like an hour and a half. I have to get off, folks. We're gonna just close the space. But I thank you all for being here. Like I said, if you haven't subscribed, feel free to do so. If you found your reading, the energy, this time together as a thing you'd like to invest energy back into, you can hit that little super bucks button and leave a donation if you feel called. And to those of you, yeah, just being here, I thank you. Thank you for your love, for your wisdom, your sharing, and recognizing we are all part of this cosmic balance of life. Yeah, thank you. Ooh, Lightworker by A. I like that name. Thanks for being here. Thanks, Meredith, darling. Yes, you're welcome, Chelsea. Yeah, maybe we'll see you again in another video soon. Next week, Monday, I'll be doing another one of these card pulls. And this Thursday, we have the live Q&A. So if you have any questions about magic, mysticism, spiritual stuff, anything that you've like seen me talk about or you've been like having pop up in your world, leave me a message here or somehow get it to me in a post. And yeah, I'll be answering questions live. If questions show up then, you can leave them in the chat too. And yeah, we'll just see what we create. So just taking a deep breath in and letting it go. And just noticing your body in the space here now. The breath entering and leaving through your lungs. And all the words that were said here today, all the energy that was moving in this cauldron of space, just recognizing it for what it is. That you can just surrender everything down here now to spirit. And trust that those desires that you feel called to explore, that they are seeking you. Can you just be willing to have a little bit of grace for yourself this week? Hold that faith that you deserve to have all which you feel called to experience. We send those guides, those angels and beings that wish to support you on your path to just illuminate each doorway, each tile that marks the way. May it be clear, and may it be a heck yes in your body so that you know what's true for you. And taking a deep breath in. Okay, you guys, thanks so much for being here. Appreciate it. And until the next time, bye.